I cannot tell a lie. Never did the wise Ulysses take more pains in his beloved Telemachus than did Mr. Washington with George to inspire him with an early love of truth. Truth, George, he said, is the loveliest quality of youth. I would ride 50 miles, my son, to see the little boy whose heart is so honest and his lips so pure that we may depend on every word he says. Oh, how lovely does such a child appear in the eyes of everybody. His parents dote on him. His relations glory in him. They are constantly praising him to their children, whom they beg to imitate him. They are often sending for him to visit them, and receive him when he comes, with as much joy as if he were a little angel come to set pretty examples for their children. But oh, how different, George, is the case with the boy who is given to lying, that nobody can believe a word he says. He is looked at with aversion wherever he goes. His parents dread to see him come among their children. Oh, George, my son, rather than see you come to this pass, dear as you are to my heart, gladly I would assist you to nail you up to your little coffin and follow you to your grave. Hard indeed would it be to give up my son, whose little feet are always so ready to run about with me, whose fondly looking eyes and his sweet prattle make so large a part of my happiness. But still, I would give him up rather than see him become a common liar. Pa, said George seriously, do I ever tell lies? No, George, I thank God you do not, my son. I rejoice in the hope you never will. At least you shall never, from me, have cause to be guilty of so shameful a thing. Many parents, indeed, even compel their children to this vile practice by barbarously beating them for every little fault. Hence, on the next offense, the little terrified creature slips out a lie, just to escape the rod. But as you yourself, George, you know I always told you, and tell you now again, that whatever by accident do you anything wrong, which must be the cause, as you are but a poor little boy yet, without experience or knowledge, you must never tell a falsehood to conceal it. But bravely come up, my son, like a little man, and tell me of it. And instead of beating you, George, I will but the more honor and love you for it. Oh, my dear. This, you say, was sowing a good seed. Yes, it was. And the crop, thank God, was, I believe it ever will be, where the man acts the true parent, that is, the guardian angel by his child. The following anecdote is a case in point. It is too valuable to be lost and too true to be doubted, for it is communicated to me by the same excellent lady to whom I am indebted for at the last. When George, she said, was but 6 years old, he was made a wealthy master of a hatchet, of which, like most little boys, he was eminently fond of, and constantly going about chopping everything that came his way. One day, in his garden, where he often amused himself hacking at his mother's pea sticks, he luckily trod the edge of his hatchet on the body of a beautiful young English cherry tree, which he barked so terribly that I don't believe the tree ever got better for it. Next morning, the old gentleman, finding out what had fallen his tree, which, by the by, was his favorite, came into the house, and with much warmth asked the mischievous author, declaring at the same time that he would not be taking 5 guineas for his tree. Nobody could tell him anything about it. Presently George and his hatchet made an appearance. George, said his father, do you know who killed the beautiful cherry tree yonder in the garden? That was a tough question, and George staggered under it for a moment, but quickly recovered himself, and looking at his father with the sweet face of youth, brightened with an inexpressible charm of all-conquering truth, he bravely cried out, I can't tell a lie, Pa. You know I can't tell a lie. I cut it with my hatchet. Run to my arms, you dearest boy, cried his father in transports. Run to my arms. Glad am I, George, that you killed my tree, for you have paid me for 1,000-fold. Such an act of heroism as my son is worth more than 1,000 trees, though blossomed with silver and their fruits the purest gold. It was in this way, both interesting and at once both his heart and head, that Mr. Washington conducted George with great ease and pleasure along the happy paths of virtue.